Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to round 7 of the Forefront GR86 Championship live from Phoenix Raceway. I'm James Parfitt. I'm going to be joined not by Mr. Alex Goldschmidt this evening, who is jetting off somewhere fancy. I'm going to be joined by Mr. Tom Cairns, who's going to come for a ride at this legacy road circuit within iRacing. Let's bring you up to date with what has been going on in the scores on the doors. See on your screen, Josh Arnold leads the way in the pros on 399 points. Then Dan Wareham in behind him with Eric Ronenberg, Jack Holland, Alec Kubulus, Matt Benson, Lee Martin, Dan Foster, Joseph Lopez and Eugene Webber rounding out the top 10. In the arms is Matty Parfitt leading the way on 405 points. He is literally 39 ahead of Alexander Claudio, Simon McPhee, Conor Greer, Carlos Roman, Harry Seven, Connor Pink, Brian Clark, Dean on bronze, Matthew Massey rounding out the top 10 for that one. Let's see how it all goes tonight. We are on to round 7. It is Phoenix Legacy Road Circuit. Stopped using the road circuit in basically 2011. 1.5 miles, 2.43 kilometers. We've got 2 races lined up for you this evening. Race 1 will be 20 minutes. Race 2, 25 minutes with a top 20 reverse. So there you go. That is what we're hoping for. And let's see if it all goes well. Let's bring Tom into the booth. Tom, welcome in, bud.
Hello, James. Hello, everyone here at Phoenix, a circuit which the IndyCar drivers will be looking forward to very, very soon. In fact, it'll be hosting its first IndyCar events in 8 seasons on the 7th of March. As far as this one is concerned, in the GR86s, I really can't wait to see how they get on around this road course. As you've already mentioned, James, hasn't been used in a long time, but at least the drivers via iRacing will have the chance to tackle this course as they have been during the course of practice and in the early moments of qualifying. Each driver will have like 3 laps to do their qualifying times. I think they've just pretty much done their qualifying laps, to be honest with you. And it feels to me like Aaron may have put his car on pole.
Yeah, he has at the moment on a 1:03.954. Cameron, is there a Discord? There is. Connor Pink will be able to get that link for you and put it into the Discord. Good evening, chap, says Drax. Connor's in YouTube chat. Brian Clark is there as well. Andrew Rowe, the highlight of my day. Well, mate, it's a highlight of my evening. I don't know what else to do with my PC, so I'm just hoping and praying that this complete 200 gig fresh install of iRacing and it all works happily. Touch wood so far this evening as well. But Lee Martin out on track on a 1:04.6 at the moment, 1:31 to go. And it's quite an interesting circuit, Tom. They utilise the oval, but they've got the little wiggly on the inside.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of gives me vibes of Daytona a little bit, the way the circuit like cuts into the infield. But I like these hairpin sections where you can just see Lee Martin just heading through there now. There's like a loop which he'll go round in a moment. I think this might be the loop he's just heading through. But that'll be one of the talking points of the races, I think, over the course of this round. Just to remind you, with there being 12 rounds, there are 2 drop rounds for each driver, so even if they have a bit of a mare this evening, they can use those one of their drop rounds. But they want to be doing as well as they can everywhere they go to. As we see Lee Martin right on board, heading towards the end of the lap. He's back on the oval section, which leads towards the end of his final lap here in qualifying.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think all oval road circuits should utilise their oval. Indy does not utilise the oval. It utilises the infield bit of the oval and then the apron of the oval as well. Utilise the oval, which is a bit of a shame. That's why it makes Phoenix and places like Daytona and Charlotte all good road circuits. They do utilise their oval here as well. So looking forward to seeing how these guys get on. We're into the last 7 seconds of qualifying before we get race 1 up and running. Lee Martin sitting in 14th still at the moment. Dean on bronze leading the way in the Pro-Ams with Matt Parfitt and Conor Greer in behind that. Let's see with the grid who's going to end up where this evening and who's going to be on pole position. It is Aaron Myers on pole position and Josh Arnold in second, Dan Wareham in third, Eric Ronenberg in fourth, and Jack Holland and Matty Benson rounding out 5th and 6th. Dean on bronze and Matt Parfitt in 7th and 8th, Conor Greer, Eugene Webber and Alexander Claudio with Alex Kubulus rounding out your top 12. Then Dan Foster, Lee Martin and Ryan Dudley down in 15th place. Ouch. Ryan Clark, Connor Pink, then Jason Brennan with Paul Brown, Casper Roos, Robert Barber, Stephen Hendrickson, Roy Cardinal, Paul West rounding up to 24. Then you got Joseph Lopez, John Johnson, Dominic Johnson, and Connor McKay rounding out the end of this one. What do we think is going to happen here, Tom? Tight, twisty, could be a little bit of an off-track fest if it gets going.
You mentioned Ryan Dudley in there, who missed the opening 3 rounds of the season. He's going to be one of those to look out for in this race, I'd reckon. Twice a race winner this season. So he's got his work cut out to make his way through the field. But even if he doesn't do that great, there is the luxury of finishing towards the back end of the top 20 to accommodate himself with a good grid position for race 2.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be an aim for, well, he kind of wants to get a little bit further up if he can. But whoever is in 20th position, it will be their pole position for race number 2. Arama has just got onto the grid. Ladies and gentlemen, your pole sitter. We're just waiting for Maddie Benson, Lee Martin, Barber, Hendrickson, Cardinal, West, Lopez, Johnson, and McKay. So we'll find out who's going to be on there as well. So hopefully everybody's in YouTube chat. Don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on the bells. Give us a shout out who you're looking for, who you think's going to win. But ladies and gentlemen, the lights are coming on. Here we go. It's going to be a full fest of cars out on the racetrack. Aaron Myers is there as well. I can tell you now, Joseph Lopez is not out, but a poor start from Myers. He's got overtaken by Josh Arnold and Dan Wareham straight away here as they're running into turn number 1. There is Arnold. He's absolutely alongside Wareham. Wareham has overtaken Myers, and Wareham takes the lead of the race right after the start, in through turn 3 and 4 now for the very first time. And it is Dan Wareham leading the way here once more. It's going to be very interesting here, Tom, to see how these guys get on.
Yep, a great start from Dan Wareham, leaping his way into the lead by the time they got to the infield. What I would say is there is a plethora of drivers that did not start off the line. There's a few that are making their way out of the pit lane now.
They did.
I
think the overlays had a bit of a moment there because it's registered them as them they're out, but they are not out. They're right at the back end at the moment. Joseph Lopez is one of them. Matty Parfitt is there in the grid at the moment. He's sitting in 7th place with Dan Wareham behind him. They're not out. I think that is an issue within iRacing's server. We'll sort that out after race number 1, but we're 18 minutes in at this, 18 minutes to go, and it's Dan Wareham leading the way with Josh Arnold, Aaron Myers, Eric Ronneberg and Maddie Benson, with Jack Holland and Matt Parfitt rounding out your top 7. Aaron Myers did not get off the start line there and ended up down in 3rd place.
Yeah, so we're looking at Arnold here. He's thinking about a move. The problem is that barrier on the inside there is waiting for you to just, it's tempting you to just cut through the inside more tightly than the ideal line to put your opponent under pressure. But it looks like Arnold's switching his attention now to Myers behind, and in that pink car, that is Ronenberg, who is looking to make inroads going forward. And then we just see Benson, Holland and Parfitt the highest of the Pro-Ams in the field as we speak. But yeah, a reasonable start for the front runners, although not everyone has had a plain sailing start compared to some. And you can just see that's Arnold running deep back onto the oval, and Myers just seizes the opportunity and heading on by. Yeah,
he is trying to go around there. Aaron Myers gets the job done on Ronenberg. He's over Josh Arnold as well. Myers is up into 2nd place. Ronenberg in 4th. The only man, well, one of the only few drivers that have not changed position. JT John Johnson is a little bit further down. He's chasing Paul West at the bottom of the field there, sitting down in 27th place. But there's a nice little tidy battle with Jack. Oh, there was a tidy battle with Jack Holland. And unfortunately, it does look like it's all got a little bit wrong. Eric Ronneberg looks like he might have been in this one as well. And unfortunately for Eric Ronneberg, he's dropped all the way down the order. Not sure why that's decided it doesn't want to like that on this one. We'll have a look back at that one in a little bit later on. But it is a few drivers there. Ronneberg, Parfitt, Holland, all involved in that there, Tom. Not a good look so far.
It felt like Holland had just run into Ronenberg as they were entering the infield. I know there's been some connection issues which contributed to that. We'll find out maybe later on as to maybe what's caused it. By the way, they've got going again. Holland in 13th place, Ronenberg 60. It is Wareham who still leads ahead of Myers and Arnold as they come around to complete lap number 3.
Yeah, Wareham there in the Syntac team with Aaron Myers behind him and Josh Arnold there as well. all battling away for your 1, 2, 3. Matty Benson's got about a second in front, and he's got about 2 seconds behind Dinon Bronze, who's just been sent on by Alexander Claudio. Claudio's just gone through on Dinon Bronze, absolutely sent it on him, going into turns 1, 2, and 3 there, and Dinon Bronze making moves forward.
He looks like he just came from quite a long way back, did Claudio. That was a great overtake on Bronze, who had to let him by from the moment he got alongside. It looked like Rhea had maybe gone through ahead of Webber as well, and Dudley. They've been tossing amongst themselves during the course of this particular lap, and there we see Ryan Dudley coming through on the inside, I think, on Dudley. No, sorry, that's Hubulus going through on Dudley, going back onto the oval again.
Yeah, you see gainers and losers on the left-hand side, up 6 for Ryan Dudley, down 7 for Holland, Barber's 7 as well, who's up places, down 12 for Eric Ronneberg from his earlier drama. But Ryan Dudley is having a nice little battle with Alex Cubulus. Through the oval they go, coming down into turn 1. Dudley's on the outside at the moment. It goes through the right hander, ducks onto the infield. Here we go. Is he going to be able to make it through? Dudley, no. Is he going to be losing that position to Matt Parfitt? Possibly. There's a Simtech driver there who's going very, very slowly. It's Eugene Webber. Webber's gone round. He was in a very bad spot. He was going very, very slowly. Let's see if we can actually get that one.
He took too much of a tight line into the infield. That's why he boxed everyone in. And Dudley just couldn't really do anything about it. Just came too close, really, to do anything about Webber's compromise.
Yeah, he just went too deep and unfortunately lost it there. And Dudley just unfortunately goes into the back end of him. But on this one, we've got Alexander Claudio sitting in 5th with Matt Benson in behind it, Aaron Myers and Dan Wareham. There's a meatball for Barber. I wonder what he's been. Oh, hold on. Ooh, Aaron misses. What did you get yourself up to? However it is, he's done a meatball. Broken. Oh, there's contact in front. Oh, yeah. Barber's already gone round and bang into the wall. That's Dinon Bronze. That's Dinon Bronze. Yeah, he hit there.
Yeah, he gets a tap. He gets a tap as they came out the hairpin there. Don't know who that was. It was one of the Simsite drivers, wasn't it?
204. It's a Valhalla driver. Unfortunately for Dinon, who unfortunately sent him round there. But great battling so far. Dan Wareham up the front and Aaron Myers, Josh Arnold, Matty Benson leading the way. Claudio's got 3.2 in front, 1.7 behind. Cubulus is not as comfortable as that. He's got Matt Parfitt, Ryan Dudley, Jack Holland all in behind him at the moment. There is Parfitt there. So we'll keep an eye out and see how he gets on. But Dan Wareham leading the field with 13 minutes to go at the moment. They could end up doing a little bit of a few more laps here because it is only 104.82 lap times.
Yeah, it's probably going to be something like 19 laps they'll do in this one. It is just over a minute long in this 20-minute encounter. But Wareham is doing a fine job just holding up Myers and Arnold at this moment in time. It feels to me like they're not rushing in getting overtakes done, these lot. They are just content to just remain in position. They've got a bit of a gap now. You can see Benson at the rear of the quadruplet. He's got about 4 seconds in hand over Alex Claudio, who is in his own battle as we speak. Slow down now for Ryan Dudley in his pursuit to try and get to the front of the pack.
Yeah, he is at the moment. He's trying to make his way through. Is Dudley? That's going to be a regular thing. Cubulus has just got one in front of him as well. So Alex Cubulus has also got to slow down. Dudley's still got his. He needs to get it off if he can, because otherwise he's going to be struggling. He's got to get it braked and stopped. Go slow round the corner. He's got Ryan Clark and Connor Pink in behind him. Pink's got his own little situation with Ronenberg tucked in right behind him at the moment. But there is Dan Wareham still leading the way. Aaron Myers pushing Josh Arnold currently all the way around that oval. Going into turn number 1, utilising that infield. I don't know if you've driven this oval before. It's a very interesting oval. It's not...
Oh, sorry. I have to cut across, James. Arnold just absolute sideswiped Myers on the way into the infield. That was a very daring overtake from that far back. And he decided he didn't want to hang around any longer. But that contact has allowed Wareham to pull a little bit further away. Yeah,
absolutely. He's opened up a little bit of a gap as Wareham. Not much, but about half a second. See how that gets on. Dudley's got his own situation now with Ronenberg. This is going to be an interesting one. Dudley's not going to give it up easy, and Ronenberg wants it, and he's going to take it. Dudley's round wide. Ronenberg's going to slip up the inside now. Ronenberg gets the job done. in through turn number 8, down into 9. Dudley's going to try and come back up on the inside into turn 10. Is he? No, he's... Oh, yes, maybe. Oh, he gets it tightened up at turn 10. Ronneberg sweeps around the outside. Is that going to leave Colin Pink? Nope, Dudley chops his nose off. Pink's going to come back underneath him here. He's going to try the inside line. Here's Connor Pink all the way round. Run tucked in behind Ronneberg. He's going to have the draft on Ryan Dudley. And well done to Connor Pink for making that stick.
I doubt it'll be too long before Ryan Clark decides to follow suit, because Dudley's line coming back onto the oval was so poor, he lost all the momentum on the way into turn number 1. And there we see Ryan Clark going through. Dudley is not having the best time of it.
Yeah, he's not happy on this circuit. Ryan Dudley sitting in 12th place at the moment. Come on, Dudley, says Thomas Jenkins. We've just watched him go down twice. Unfortunately, Andrew Rowe there as well. The Welsh torpedo coming through. Well, he was, but unfortunately he's gone backwards now since you've put that in chat. So we're going to blame you on that one. Dan Wareham, Arnold Myers, not really making any forms of inroads at the moment here, Tom. Are they just settling for where they're at the moment?
Well, you say they're settling in. I saw Wareham get a little bit out of shape coming back onto the oval, and Arnold is now within the slipstream to try and attack. So this is the first time in the race now we're starting to see Wareham be put under an enormous amount of pressure since he swooped into the lead at the start.
10 minutes to go. Wareham, Arnold, Myers, Benson. Round the oval, in through turn 1 they go. You can see on board with Aaron Myers just how close they've been getting to the cone on the right-hand side. He's tucked up right behind Arnold now. It's going to be a run here for Myers. Can he make this stick in through turn 6 and 7? Through the left-hand kick they go, then into the right-hander. This circuit is very, very difficult to drive as well. It does look easy, but it is far from easy. Claudio's got Parfitt tucked in behind him. That's the lead for the Pro-Ams at the moment. Manny Parfitt there with Jack Holland, Cubulus, Ronneberg coming up, Connor Pink coming after him as well. The nice little battle with Dan Foster, who's also not comfortable at this circuit. He's got Stephen Hendrickson, Lee Martin and Casper Roost in behind him. Casper with the Dangerous Dane slogan that Alex has given him on his front bonnet there. So Casper sported the new Dangerous Dane livery, but there's a bit of change up front, I believe, as well. Aaron Myers is there, Josh Arnold, Dan Wareham still just about managing to hold on there, with Arnold, Myers and Benson in behind. Wareham under a heat pressure here.
Yeah, well, I think Parfitt got by Alex Claudio for position. I say that, they're actually swapping places as we speak. There we are, look. He's Parfitt on the outside, Claudio on the inside. That's side door to side door. Claudio getting his elbows out there, which he was entitled to. That was robust, but it was fair as we watched them go back into the infield there. That was very, very nip and tuck on the entry to 2.
Yeah, Parfitt there's got a job to do on trying to get Alex Claudio with Holland and Cubulus in behind at the moment. Claudio getting his elbows out, runs a little bit wide through the outside of 8 and 9. Here he is, he going to be able to get out the inside into 10. He's got to run. Parfitt's got him at the moment. Claudio, is he going to sweep up the inside? He's going to dive him. He's going to put him off. But I don't know if that's going to help. They literally nearly contact. Here's Holland coming through. Cubulus is there. There's 2x2 racing currently at the moment. These guys battling out in that long run right through turn 11 to 12 and into 1 at the moment. And then Parfitt has got Holland with Claudio now down 2 positions from where he was before. That's one of the problems, isn't it? He goes for 1, he ends up losing 2.
Yeah, and that's the domino effect around this circuit. You can see Holland go through on Parfitt at turn 1. Parfitt going so far out wide, and now he's having to see focus on Claudio, but he comes across on him at turn 2.
Oh, Claudio's facing the wrong way. Not going to be a happy bunny on that one. Parfitt runs in very, very deep. Claudio's got the inside line. Parfitt comes over and just gives him a squeeze. And then he gets hit from behind by Alex Cubulus as well. And poor old Claudio, all the way down to 5th in class now, 13th overall. He's having a battle with Eugene Webber currently and Ryan Clark and Paul Brown all in the mix. So unfortunately for Claudio, he's got his work cut out to try and clear up because they have not got long left here. 7 minutes. Dan Wareham leading away. He's got 7 minutes to go here. Can he hold his nerve, Tom? Or is he going to let him slip with just under 7 minutes to go?
Something tells me that Arnold is going to send it. It's just a matter of when he does it. This is probably the corner where he's going to really, really catch Wareham by surprise. So he needs to maybe even do it at turn 10 because turn 1 is being the designated overtaking place throughout a lot of this. whereas turn 10 has been, but maybe not as frequent.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's running around on an oval as well, so the draft kind of benefits the guy in second place. In through turn 8 they go. They've got a little kink through the left-hander now into 9, and it's a run down into the sharp left of 10 before they go back out onto this oval section. 6 minutes to go now. They're going to be tucking in right behind them. And let's see if Josh Arnold can get there currently. He's tucked in behind him now as well. You see the nature of this oval. It's not a high banked oval. It's not Daytona. It's probably no more than about 8 degrees, 9 degrees maybe. Flat section on the run down over the start finish line. Then it's diving onto the inside there into turn number 1. So easily to get it wrong, and you can see a lot of people have got that wrong this evening.
Yeah, we've seen a number of drivers go too deep into there. Matt Parfitt, for example, in his part in the incident with Alex Kaido, you'd say there's some back marks which they'll potentially be coming across, although I think they're just on the other side of the circuit. That was what was making me thinking they could catch up to some back markers, but I think they'll be okay from here on in.
Yeah, I think they might get Casper Bruce. There's 25th is in front of them at the moment. So they might get Robert Barber, I believe it is, but we'll have to see how they go over the next 5 minutes. See on board here with Arnold in through the left-hander of turn number 10. Now it's a run again onto that banking section, all the way round, right the way through to turn number 1. What are we looking at top speed-wise? Down in the bottom right-hand corner, 100 miles an hour, 105, 7, 9. Is it going to keep going upwards? It may do here. Is it going to top out? We're not really tucked in the draft. We're now tucked in the draft. Don't think we're going to get the inside for 1, topping out about 121. Not the highest of speed, but still fast enough in these little 86s.
Yeah, weren't doing very well. They almost looked like Arnold was giving him a little bit of a nudge, but that has opened the door for Myers to go on by at turn number 4 here. Can he make it stick? He can't. Arnold just about holds on.
Just about held on to that position. Arnold, Myers almost got there, and then the Valhalla and Matty Benson in behind him. Cubulus, Parfitt, Ronenberg there. Where's Claudio? He's got 3 seconds up to Ryan Clark, and he's got Eugene Webber for company currently. So we'll find out how he gets on. But down where Arnold, Myers and Benson all still battling away at the front. You've got 4 minutes left on the clock. Cubulus is trying to escape from Parfitt. Parfitt's trying to escape from Ronenberg, who are on the same team. They're both on the Simtech team. Ronenberg does not run the Simtech livery. He runs his traditional pink livery there. And then behind that, you've got Connor Pink, who's chasing down Ryan Dudley. He's got Clark in behind him at the moment. It's a continual battle. Little pockets developing on the left-hand side there. Claudio, Webber, Greer, Brown in the mix. Dudley, Pink and Clark. Then it's Cubulus, Parfitt, Ronenberg. And then the front 4. And I think Matty Parfitt might lose his position to Eric Ronenberg anytime soon.
Ronenberg has been putting some good laps since he had that spin earlier. Now Parfitt is really, really under attack whilst he's attacking the car ahead of him, which is Alex Cubulus. So we'll see how Ronenberg plays this one. There's not a lot of time left to make his move. We'll get an update as to where we are in terms of the grid, because we had some technical issues at the beginning of it, and we'll find out how the reverse grid is impacted by that.
Roy Cardinal is currently sitting on pole position. We will take a brief little moment during the 5-minute warm-up. We'll see if we can resolve this issue really quickly. I know what it is after having to do a complete fresh install of iRacing, and so I can tell you what it is. It is drawing not all of the cars on the racetrack, and that is causing a problem with the live timing. So we will sort that out during the 5-minute warm-up. But Ronenberg closing in behind Parfitt, Parfitt closing in behind Cubulus. That sneak energy machine for Alex Cubulus. Other energy powders, I guess, are available. Go and check them out. I don't know any, so I can't even give you any recommendations. Don't use it, never have used it, probably never will use it, so I'm not entirely sure what it does, but it must do something. It's all over Alex Cubulus's car, so hopefully there you go, you'll be able to go and investigate that for yourself. Down Wareham, Arnold, Myers, 2:12 on the clock, 2 more laps to go, give or take, Tom.
Yeah, I think they will get over the line, and there'll be 2 more calculated by the lap times they've done. But Wareham is doing his best to keep hold of the position here. Arnold's going to have 2 more chances at turn number 1 to just send it, and that exit from Wareham was not particularly great, was it?
It wasn't. He kind of tightened up that final turn 10. Lost a little bit of power, but Arnold's not exactly close enough. Coming through the left-hander of 11. Are they going to be able to make it through? Is Arnold going to send it into 1:37 on the clock? There's going to be one and one more. Arnold's got 2 more laps to have a go here, Tom. 2 more laps for Arnold. Can he do it? Or is Miles or Benson going to come through?
Answers on a postcard. I think Arnold is going to have to really dig deep there, and that exit coming through turns 2, 3 and 4 was not good whatsoever. That's given Warren a little bit of breathing space for the time being. There's no worries in terms of back markers. I think there is one just coming up who's going through turn 10 now. It's nip and tuck, but I think if they start battling, then the gap will increase between themselves and the back markers as they come through turn 10 for the penultimate time. Does Warren nail this one compared to what happened last time?
Oh, Myers and Arnold. Oh, did Myers just literally turn him? Oh, he almost ran him over.
Well, I don't know, because it felt to me like Arnold just cut across him a little bit, James. If you look carefully, as Myers turned in a little bit tighter, coming onto the racing line, Arnold did just move across on him, and he couldn't do anything about it.
Well, we'll let you discuss that one in YouTube chat. Let us know your opinions on what happened with Arnold and Myers. But it has brought Matty Benson into second place. Myers is now in third. Wareham holding on to that lead of this race. Through the right-hander of 8 he goes. Long looping right-hander. Arnold's got himself a slowdown. He's going to have to get that off before he goes down to the line. Coming into turn number 10 now. Dan Wareham is going to win this one. I think Benson's going to hold on to second place with Myers in third. And it's another win in the Pro-Ams for Parfitt. Don't say that very often when I'm racing, but there we go. Dan Wareham over the line. He's going to go round that looping long left-hander. I don't think Myers is going to get there. Although he is close, I don't going to get there, but Wareham's going to take the win. Win for Dan Wareham. Over the line he goes. Benson did grab that second place. Myers in third. Parfitt's going to come over and take the Pro-Am win with Pink, who's going to grab himself a second place. And Clark's going to grab himself a third place. Stunning job from them guys as Matt Parfitt takes that victory in the Pro-Ams. There comes Connor Pink. Over the line he goes with Ryan Clark in behind that. Connor Greer's got to run down to the line with Claudio, and it was Claudio who got it with Greer. There's another one further back as well with Steve Hendrickson and Casper Roost. Hendrickson just grabbed that from Roost. Goes over the line. A couple of more people to go, and then we'll give you the final results. Then we will jump onto the start screen just for 2 seconds, and we'll try and resolve this live timing issue. But let's see how this one develops. Cardinal is there as well. Who's in 20th place? Dean Bronze sitting in 20th for pole position for race number 2. That's going to be very, very interesting for him. A couple of drivers come over the line just to finish off there. Don Johnson is one of them. Goes over the line, he goes with Dominic Johnson behind it. Let's bring you up the results for race number 1. We can have a look at them ones now. And here we go. Dan Wareham takes the victory. Matty Benson in second. Aaron Myers in third. Then you got Jack Holland, Josh Arnold and Alex Kubelis, your top 6 pros. Parfitt taking the win in the Pro-Ams again with Ronenberger Dudley separating him from Pink and Clark, who rounds out the podium in the Pro-Ams. Then Eugene Weber, Alexander Claudio, Conor Greer, Paul Brown, Dan Foster, Lee Martin and Stephen Hendrickson rounding out the top 18. And then in behind that is Casper Roos, Dion Bronze, Joseph Lopez, Paul West, Conor McKay, Roy Cardinal, John Johnson, Dominic Johnson, Robert Barber and Jason Brennan. Pole position man for Dean on bronze. Right, give us 2 sets, guys. We'll be right back in a minute. Okay, right. Hopefully that technical issue is now sorted out. We are now into the brief little warm-up. What a race, says Connor Pink, and you got there 3.5 minutes to go as these guys going to continue to see how it goes on. What do you think, race number 1?
Ooh, it was brilliant between the SimTech guys, wasn't it? With Wareham at the front. He looked rather content, though, did Wareham, despite the slight errors at like turn 10 and that. I don't know how he managed to hold on there, but that was a very, very commanding drive.
It was put under pressure all the way through, but he's managed to hold on to it. Hands down Wareham, Casper Root out onto the racetrack. Our resident Dangerous Dane, stood by Alex Goldschmidt there. He's out on the racetrack as well. Roy Cardinal's going to be there. Joseph Lopez, our resident Zoomies, also out on the racetrack. And Dominic Johnson is going to be there as well as they're driving around in the warm-up. This is my stage for sitting down, chilling out, by the way. I don't generally do anything during the warm-up, but we have got race number 1 out of the way. Let's see now with the top 20. Dean on bronze, pole position for race number 2.
And we're going to be seeing a lot of action then. It will be good to see how Wareham makes his way through the field from here. When I last commentated on this series at Zandvoort, it took such a long time for a lot of those who were at the front at the end of race 1 to come through the field in race number 2. This one, I think, is going to be different.
Why? Shorter racetrack, 1.5 miles, not many opportunities to make moves.
Well, I tend to disagree with that because I think there are enough overtake opportunities. If you look at the number of laps we've got here, you've probably got about 35 to 40 opportunities to pass someone, genuinely. So I think Wareham could be, he could potentially make a double. If he does, he could end up leading the championship after this one because after Arnold's latest blunder, that has reduced the arrears in the championship standings in the pros.
Okay, well, let's find out how they get on. Minute and a half to go here before we get to the end of this little warm-up, and we'll see how they get on. It's going to be very, very indeed. But and Dan Ware will make his way through. Is Connor Pink going to make his way through? That's going to be a question for everybody. We'll find out very, very shortly indeed. But stay tuned for race number 2, ladies and gentlemen. Grab yourself a drink, get yourself some popcorn, sit back, relax, or ribs, or I don't know, eat a burger. Who knows? Just sit there, chill out, and enjoy the next race. It's going to be a very, very exciting one. I do feel race number 2 with reverse grids could end up with some drama.
I would be definitely inclined to agree with that. I think we're going to be seeing a lot of those who we don't expect to be pushing their way through the field, maybe having a go at the front. But it is a 25-minute encounter for race number 2. It's 5 minutes longer than what we had in race number 1. So it'll be good to see how those at the front at the end of race 1 make their way through the field. But they've got to get through cleanly. They can't just force their way through recklessly. They have to make sure they get these passes done clean, as they are policed these incidents, and penalties can be applied after.
Did Aaron Myers get his way through Josh Arnold? Or was there a NASCAR-style punt to pass?
Are you asking me that question? Or are you asking,
I am. No, I'm asking you.
I'd have to look at it again because so much happened in race number 1.
Yes.
I don't want to say yes or no without looking at it again. So you know what I'm like.
Sitting on the fence, getting splinters in your bum. There we go. I don't know. It was very, very close. I got to know whether or not Arnold got tight out the corner and come across Myers' face, or Myers just ran him over. Not entirely sure, but we are going to jump on to the grid very, very shortly. We will bring it up for race number 2. Let us know in the YouTube chat if any of you got any opinions, whether or not he ran him over, whether or not he got in the way. But here's the grid for race number 2. Dean on bronze, pole position, Casper Roos and Steven Hendrickson. You're 1, 2, 3. Then you got Lee Martin, Dan Foster, Paul Brown, Conor Greer, Alexander Claudio. He's one to watch. Eugene Webber, Ryan Clark, Connor Pink, and Ryan Dudley rounding out the top 12. Then in behind that is Eric Ronneberg, Matty Parfitt, Alex Kubelis, Josh Arnold, Jack Holland, Aaron Myers, Matty Benson, and Dan Wareham. Your race 1, 2, 3. Joseph Lopez, Paul West, Connor McKay, Roy Cardinal, John Johnson, Dominic Johnson, with Robert Barber and Jason Brennan rounding out the 28 drivers on the racetrack. Let's see how some of these go and whether or not they will get out. How's it going to go here for race number 2? Well, ladies and gentlemen, hold on to your hats. You are going to find out here once again. And let's see what goes on. Lights are on. We've got all drivers onto the grid, ready to go here. 1, 3, 4, 5. Ladies and gentlemen, we are green. Dean on bronze leads the way. gets off the line. Casper Roos there as well. Lee Martin just about to jump underneath Casper Roos. He's got a great start as Martin. Trying to go around the outside of Dean on Bronze. Not at the moment. Dan Wareham's jumped the start. But Dan Wareham, he's got a penalty already. And unfortunately for Wareham, it's not going to go down too well. He's going to have to go into pit lane in a minute free lap time. He might end up losing a lap here, so it's going to be interesting for Dan Wareham. But Dean on Bronze, out in front, Casper Roos, Dan Foster, Conor Greer, Stephen Hendrickson, all in behind that with Alexander Claudio, Eugene Webber and Paul Brown. But great start from Dean on Bronze, not so much for Dan Wareham.
No, absolutely not. That was not what Wareham needed at this stage. Even with his prowess, he's going to find it very, very tough to get back towards the front from here.
Yeah, he definitely is at the moment. Go play a little bit of a kick to make sure that it gets in here, can settle down and get himself going. But Dean Bronze leads the way out in first place currently at the moment. He is at 23 minutes remaining, and these two guys have got a second gap over Casper Roos, who's holding up Foster, who's holding up Greer, then Hendrickson in behind him as well. Lots of battles, cars not very far apart at the moment, but you can see the gaps. 1 second to Casper Roos. He's kind of doing what I expected here, because as I said, I don't think it's as easy to overtake as we think.
Well, he's made his way through rather cleanly there, has Forster. Looking at Greer just taking advantage of an open door there as they continue on. That is Roos running wide, but the good news for him is that it's runoff. It's not grass or gravel, which you'll have to head through. It's essentially a car park here now, isn't it?
No, the oval's still there, isn't it?
Yeah, the oval's still there. I was talking about the infield.
Oh, yes, yes, they haven't got the road circuit. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
I'll catch up, don't worry, I won't. Yes, sorry, yes, the infield practically now is the car, but I think that's practically where the teams base up on the infield of Phoenix. So they base up on the, I believe they base up on the infield. I'm not entirely correct on that one. I don't know, obviously I'm not from, I'm not sure. But Lee Martin still chasing down Bronze out in front, Martin in behind. Really, these guys want to work together, Tom, don't they, just to escape?
Yeah, you would think so. Because the more they fight, the closer the field will be heading through. I'm looking to see who's made their way through the field rather considerably. Well, Eric Ronenberg has gone up from 13th to 6th so far in this race. Josh Arnold, the pro leader in the standings, championship standings that is running in 8th position after starting 16th. So this is a golden opportunity for him to increase the margin in the championship, as we've got 5 more rounds still to go.
Yeah, jumped on Dan Wareham, just wanted to see how he was getting on. He's all the way down in 25th place, Dan Wareham, after having to go into the pit lane. So we'll see how he goes and stays there, whether or not he fight his way back through or what the situation's going to be. We will find out. There is Eric Ronenberg. He is in behind Webber, Greer, Foster, and also Bronze there. Bronze still leading the way. Oh, Martin's actually got him, sorry. And Dinon Bronze sitting in second place at the moment.
Yeah, we didn't see the overtake where Martin got the job done on Bronze, but he's now into the lead nevertheless. Dan Forster and Conor Greer are the next drivers further back. And then it's Eugene Webber and Eric Ronenberg. I'm just trying to get a replay to find out how Martin got that moved on Bronze.
Got a funny feeling it might have been in turn 10.
Yeah, it could well be. I would imagine it would be, because it goes back to what I was saying earlier, that if you know that turn 1 isn't going to be the best overtaking spot for you, turn 10 is the next best one after that.
Yeah, absolutely. Lee Martin leading the field with Dinon Bronze, Dan Foster, Conor Greer, with Eugene Webber and Eric Ronenberg all in behind. Ronenberg now getting his way into 6th place. What is his gain here for Ronenberg at the moment? He's up 7 places. Arnold's up 9 in behind, and Casper Roos down 8. He's got Ryan Clark and Ryan Dudley. There is Eric Ronenberg trying to go on that inside line. Got the Valhalla in front. That is Conor Greer. Then in front of Greer is Eugene Webber. Webber's giving Ronenberg the draft. That's going to should pull him past the outside line of Conor Greer. Into turn 1 they go. Greer's got in very, very hot indeed. Is he going to be able to stop that car? He does get it stopped, but I can tell you what, Ronenberg, even going to go? No! Oh. Dude, you read that coming for a mile.
Yeah, that was a little naughty, that, from Conor Greer, because he just basically sideswiped Ronenberg when he was already alongside. But this started when Webber sent it. Oh, that's a tap from Arnold, and they come together! That was naughty from Greer. That was not on at all.
Josh Arnold there goes up the inside of Conor Greer after that position loss to Ronenberg. The second bite of the cherry, I can safely say that wasn't ideal. See what Greer does on his steering wheel here. Goes in deep in the corner, turns, tries to get the car away from the infield, and then unfortunately just drives into Josh Arnold. Lee Martin still laid in the way. Dino Bronze Foster there with Webber and Ronenberg. Then it's 1.3 seconds to Greer, who's got Clark and Dudley. Bronze still leading the Pro-Ams at the moment.
Yep. Well, the incidents involving Arnold and Wareham is great news for Eric Ronenberg in the grand scheme of things in the championship, in the pros. Matt Parfitt, in terms of where he is in his respective position in the Pro-Ams, has got a rather comfortable margin. So I would probably say Matt Parfitt will come out of here as a satisfied man, providing he doesn't trip up anywhere.
Well, we're going to find out how Parfitt gets on. Will he be comfortable with what's happening? Let's see, Conor Greer and Ryan Clark side by side, literally side by side. Greer managing to hold on from Clark, but Clark's putting him under a whole heap of pressure at the moment. Is he going to be able to make this move? Is Casper Roos going to be able to manage to hold on? Jack Holland's looking at coming under Casper at the moment. Let's see how it goes here for Casper Roos. Is he going to lose that place to Holland? I think he is. Holland's got that inside line. He's got the draft as well, the Spectra racing boy. Let's see how he goes on, whether or not he's going to get this through with Jack Holland doing a great job. Ryan Clark in front, of course. Conor Greer in front of that. But it is still Martin, Bronze, Foster, Webber and Ronenberg your top. But Conor Greer's got his own little traffic coming in behind him.
Yep. So that is Clark on the rear of the Valhalla driver of Conor Greer. Ryan Dudley, not spoken about too much in this race so far. It's running in 6th place behind Eric Ronenberg, who is taking it easy at the moment, because he knows it's only early days as far as the second race is concerned. He's just got to do his own job. He's gone by Eugene Webber now for 4th place. He's probably done it over at where turn 10 is, or maybe just before actually. But he's really a man on the move as we look at Ryan Dudley coming out of turn 10.
Dudley there making his way, sitting in 6th place, up for 6 places. Eugene Webber's in front, 1.2 down the road. Webber's got Ronenberg for company. Ronenberg's got Foster. Dino Bronze is in front of Foster, with Bronze still chasing down Martin. All the while that Bronze is there, though, Martin's escaping up the road at the moment. Tom is doing a great job opening up 8 turns.
He's just keeping hold of the gap at the moment, is Lee Martin. 7th in the championship standings, not realistically in the hunt, but if he can stay there, he might give himself a little bit more of a chance. I think when the drop scores do apply, it could give him a little bit more of a shot in the last 2 rounds or something, but we'll see. But you can see Donald Bronze, he's done well actually to keep hold of 2nd position despite losing out to Lee Martin at the start, and he didn't have the best races, the best of races in the first one, did he, of tonight? So the fact he's remained in 2nd position throughout all of this so far is good going for him.
Yeah, he is being quick. I thought Alexander Claudio might have got a little bit further up than he actually did at the moment. Unfortunately for Claudio, he's down 9 places. Clearly involved in some dramas early on, but Lee Martin, Bronze, Foster, Ronenberg, Webber. Dudley's trying to close the gap down. He's got it down now to 1.3. Conor Greer has got Clark, Holland, Benson and Cubulus just about on the background. There's Benson there, but Holland's trying to make a move on Clark. Is he looking up the inside going into turn number 1? Holland's demanding the space. He wants that space. He gets the space. Does he get the place? Maybe. No, we've seen this not go well so far. They've stayed away from each other. Great driving from them too.
Yeah, good driving all around. I will update you that Dan Wareham has gone no further in this race. So he's now out as far as this one is concerned, which is great news for Josh Arnold and Eric Ronenberg, because now they've got an opportunity to close down the gap in the championship. Having said that, this is most likely going to be one of those rounds which Wareham is going to drop.
Yeah, absolutely. Drop rounds coming to Glen plenty. Benson there trying to have a go at Clark. He's on that inside line on the run through now, in through turn 11. You're going to be able to handle this one. Benson's got that inside line, does get the job done. Jason Brennan looks like he might be out as well. He's been in the pit lane for a very long time. Benson's got the inside over Ryan Clark. He's going to take that inside line into turn number 1. That should give him the position here. And Benson does go through. Dino Bruns under deep pressure from Dan Foster. Foster's under pressure from Ronenberg. You can see Webber and Dudley in behind as well now. Dudley's pulled up that gap.
Yeah. Well, this is great that Dudley's got himself involved in the action here, and Ronenberg is on the rear of Forster 4 position. Turn 10, is he going to think about going for it here? Won't want to hang around too much. The time is ticking away for Eric to make his move. But we can see Bronze, who I think he's very much the cork in the bottle now, because he's allowing Martin to have this breathing space ahead of him. And yeah, and that was not a good exit on the exit turn 10 for Bronze. He's going to be absolutely swamped by this bunch all the way towards turn 1.
Yeah, absolutely. He's lost the inside line to Ronenberg. He's lost the inside line to Eugene Webber as well. He can afford to lose places though for Dino Bronze. So maybe we're sitting here saying he's going to lose a bunch of positions, but maybe it's not really that bad a thing for him to lose a position. Hang on to the back of Ryan Dudley, but he's still got about 4 seconds before his next rival in the Pro-Ams.
Well, just keep an eye on there, Bronze, who's doing a good race so far. It's a shame he made that mistake at turn 10, which has cost him positions, but it's about class positions that determine the number of points get given out, not the overall position. That's Dudley running into Bronze on the entry to turn number 7. Going to go out of there cleanly anyway, but Ronenberg, is thinking about a move on Forster at some point. Well, he gives him a nudge. He gives him a nudge on the exit of turn 10, I think, James, and that's lost him a little bit of ground.
Yeah, slight little bit of contact there. Ryan Dudley now closing in. Then it's Eric Ronenberg, Eugene Webber and Dan Foster. There's Lee Martin holding on to that lead position. How's he going to deal with this, though, Martin, at the moment? Is he going to be looking at trying to make his way? Is he going to let them go, or is he going to fight? Because he's technically the pro out of all of these ones as well. He's up there with the 4 other pros. Surely he's going to fight as Ronenberg just sends it out the inside of Foster.
Yeah, does Foster leaving space on the exit? Well, the saving grace for him is that Ronenberg's slide has helped him stay there. So Ronenberg is going to have to dig deep and fight again. I think Lee Martin doesn't have a choice, James. He's going to have to really fight it out tooth and nail if he's going to take victory here, because there's no doubt the likes of Forster, Ronenberg and Webber are going to be on the tail of him to really go for victory. Yeah,
I think they're going to have to, but Martin is going to have to get his elbows out here. 12.5 minutes, make sure he can bury every turn 10 and every turn 1. He might be good after that. He's relying on Ronenberg to give Foster a good old little bit of a fight. Ronenberg has been the quickest one probably out of all of these pack. He's up 10 places. Webber's up 5. Dudley's up 7. Dan Foster and Lee Martin only up 3 positions each respectively. Ronenberg's going to send it on the inside of the... There you go. He's going to get the job done over Foster. Slight dab of the brakes. Foster's in deep. Ronenberg makes his way through. Look how much speed he carries. He carries so much more speed than Lee Martin.
Yeah, that was a very optimal overtake there from Ronenberg going through. You can just see, I think when you make that overtake, it really fires you up to go after the next one straight after. So he needs to use this next lap or two to really go at Martin here to take the lead.
Yeah, I know.
You can see, look, Martin runs wide, and that should be the moment for Ronenberg to go and by. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, Ronenberg's on a mission, gets the job done, goes into that first place. But Eric Ronenberg, and I think that could be the end of this race. I'll be very surprised if anything goes on behind that one. Dino Bronze, unfortunately, has been off the racetrack. He's just lost a bunch of positions. Can we get this replay? We can. Right as Ronenberg was overtaking Martin, just see that happening up front. Oh no, slide. Yeah, and unfortunately round he goes. All the way down in 14 for Dino Bronze. He's gone from leading Pro-Ams to being in behind Parfitt, but that has freed up Conor Greer to take the lead in the Pro-Ams. But this is a battle for second place. Martin, Foster, Webber, Dudley. Dudley's on the back here. How's Dudley going to play this one at the moment?
He'd probably go for it at turn 10, I would have thought, but he's running out of opportunities here. I know there's 10 minutes left and there's a lot of laps, but it feels like when you waste a lap just being stuck behind the traffic, it feels like you've lost a bunch of time. So you don't want to... So when the opportunities come to Dudley, he's got to take them.
I agree. 100% agree. I think Dudley's going to have to get a little bit of a move on if the door opens up for him.
I'll go for it now. If that kind of exit ahead of Dudley there from Eugene Webber, that's the moment where he's got to go through. He can't just sit back.
I don't think he quite got the run there. I don't think he got the run. But Ryan Dudley is going to close in on Webber on that run round to turn number 1. Is he going to be able to make it through Dudley this time? No, he's got to do a sharp send if he's going to. Martin still managing to hold on away from Foster. Foster's just got that wrong. That's going to allow Webber to go through. That's going to allow Dudley to go through as well. Dudley got the job done, I believe, on Foster just about. Dudley's on that outside line. He's going to take the nose off all day. Saw that coming. Foster swaps back, and it is Dudley that goes through. Got the job done. Dan Foster from third down to 5th, and now he's just gone and made a mistake, spun it out around the corner, and unfortunately drops all the way down the order. So unfortunately for Dan Foster, it's all got a little bit wrong, but Ryan Dudley, great move.
Yeah, there's a twist in the pro-ams, James, because it looks like Matt Parfitt has been in the wars now as well, hence why he's got the damage on his timing tower. To his name on the timing tower. We'll find out exactly how he's managed to do that, because that's not good news for him as far as this race is concerned. But Dudley's up into 4th place overall.
Don't know if it's got anything to do with this.
It's Greer here. Oh, he's got well out of shape, hasn't he?
Oh, no, he didn't drive into anybody. They're not entirely sure where Parfitt's picked up that meatball, but wherever he's done it, keep scrolling, but I can't find anything from Parfitt. He entered pit lane. He's in the pit lane now. So Ronenberg out in front. Eugene Webber sitting in 2nd. Dudley managed to fight his way up 9 places into 3rd at the moment.
And there goes. What's that that's coming through there? Is that that's Jack Holland that Dudley's fighting with? So that's Dudley going through on Holland at turn 10. So he's now on the move, is Dudley. Now, we'll remind you, he missed the opening 3 rounds of the season, so he can use those, or 2 of them as his drop scores, but in terms of the championship, he's got a mountain to climb.
Yeah, he's going to have to go and get the position if he can. It's fighting out with Holland. Nose to tail in through the final corner of turn number 12. 7 minutes left on the clock. Dudley trying to go around the outside into 1. Is he going to make this work? He's got to be deep. Martin's just... believe that was Martin coming out of pit road. I think it was. He has unfortunately been in the wars. There's a couple of people who've jumped to pit lane. I don't know why they've jumped to pit lane, but Lee Martin jumped to pit lane. If that's a connection situation, and is it?
It could well be.
What about Alex Cubulus? I wonder if Parfitt has done the same thing here. Oh no, oh no. Cubulus just got sent on by Benson. That puts him round.
Yeah.
So these guys continuing, Holland and Dudley there. But yeah, a few people jump back to pit lane. Matt Parfitt, Lee Martin. So I'm not quite sure if they were having connection problems. I know there's been a few leagues that have had connection problems this week with races that's gone on. So I'm not entirely sure if it's an internal issue or whether or not there's an overall server problem, but I know a couple of leagues have had problems there. But Ryan Dudley still in behind Clark, but you've got to give this man props up front. Done a great job as Eric Ronenberg.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can see the gap he's built up now. That's a very, very commanding gap over Eugene Webber in 2nd place. He's done very well to get as high as where he has done. He started the race in 9th position on the grid as Webber. Holland up from 17th to 3rd, Dudley up from 12th to 4th. Arnold is remarkably, James, made his way back into 5th position, and there's still time for him to go after the likes of Webber, Holland and Dudley.
Yeah, it's got 4.2 seconds. I don't know, it's a bit of a tall order for my liking. So I'm not entirely sure if that will be the situation, but let's see what happens here. It's all a little bit settled down. Let's go and have a look at Phil Brown. He's battling away with Dean on bronze. This is for 3rd in the overall Pro-Am standings. Of course, Dean was up 2nd place, made a mistake, went round, dropped all the way down the order. Now trying to come back, but he's down here. Well, he's down 10 places, sitting in 11th as Dean on bronze. This is hoping that have a little bit more of a gap over Paul Brown. and is now trying to get onto the back of Alex Kubler. Casper Roos back up into 9th, did drop down the order, it was like 11 places down, but now got his way back up. And Josh Arnold and Matt Benson are literally barely 2 tenths apart here, Tom.
Well, still wants to get back up as high as he has done, Arnold, after the collision he had earlier. But now he's got Ryan Dudley to chase. That's Lee Martin ahead of him, who's a lap down. So he might be able to use the draft to maybe close in on Dudley in these remaining laps. But I think that's all the perks that he's going to have from here on in. So he's just got to work hard to keep Matt Benson back. Between now and the end here, he's really running out of time, isn't he? So I think it's just damage limitation time here for Arnold, despite the fact that Dan Wareham had already retired.
Yeah, sitting in 5th place at the moment, got Benson in behind. Webber's being closed down by Holland. Quite a lot, actually. They've got 4 minutes remaining. Webber and Holland battling it out here. See how this one pans out, whether or not they're going to be able to get this done. But Jack Holland has been on the move, up 14 places for Holland this race.
It's been a sterling effort by him. If only if he got by Eugene Webber, he may be able to close in on Ronenberg, but Ronenberg's built out too big of a margin to even think about being troubled from here on in.
Yeah, Ronenberg's too far ahead. This is Ronenberg's win all day. I don't think anybody is going to take that away. But it's going to be here at the moment. What's going to happen with Jack Holland? Is he going to be able to make this through? Can't quite get alongside Eugene Webber. Now Holland's going to try and go again into turn number 1 here. This is all going to be very, very tight racing for Jack Holland. Only a few more laps for him to make this move, Tom.
He's going to have to go to the outside, isn't he? Because he's let Webber go to the inside. May run in deep, though, Webber. But if he places the car on the apex, he should be able to hold on here. But he's running too deep, and that's Holland's chance to go through. And Holland takes it. Yeah,
Holland's got the job done. Just one mistake from Webber, and it was all over. Jack Holland finding himself in 2nd place. Eugene Webber now down to 3rd. Dudley 1.4 back. Benson's got Arnold and Clark closing in, but great racing for Jack Holland, up 15 places. The biggest gainer in the whole field out of everybody is Holland, and he's done an absolute sterling job getting up there. But can he clear Eugene Webber? That's the problem here for Holland.
We'll see. He's building out a margin over half a second on him, which is a good gap to have, to not really give him the draft all the way down the pit straight in these machines. And, well, it's not too long before this one is over. Ronenberg's gone over the line. I think when the next 2 laps are completed, we're looking at 4 seconds between that and the time getting to 0. So I think we've got 3 more laps remaining here, James. That's my calculations.
Well, this is Jack Holland. This will be Holland's tied best position all the way back in VIR race number 1 and Snetterton race number 2. He got 2nd places in both of them races. So this will be Holland's 3rd podium of the season. So great job from Holland there. Eric Ronenberg's going to come through the final corner. Got about 20 seconds to get right the way round the oval. 120.19. We've got to get him down to a 104. 15, 14. Oh my Jesus Christ, this is going to be close. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Over the line. Oh, you're right, Tom. 2 seconds he had left.
Yeah. you know why I've joined this, don't you? But Ronenberg on his way to victory, 4.5 seconds clear. And I saw Jack Holland get out of shape through turns 8 and 9, James. He didn't have a very good exit. He nearly dropped it, in fact. So that's allowing Eugene Webber to close back in a little. But having said that, he was able to respond. There was a yellow flag for Ryan Dudley,
yeah,
I think.
He got slowed down.
Yeah, he got slowed down. That's allowed Matt Benson is now in front of Josh Arnold for position. But well done to Ryan Clark, actually, who's about to take victory in the Pro-Ams. This has been a sterling effort from him.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, here we go. Ronenberg's got 20 seconds. Can slow down if he really wanted to. But Eric Ronenberg, 15 on the clock at the moment. What's the situation going to be? The line is quite far down. 7. Oh, it's the final lap. Done, done, done. Eric Ronneberg's going to come over the line. He's going to take that victory here in race number 2. Win for Ronneberg. Holland over the line in second place. Great job. Webber in third. Then it's going to be Ryan Clark is going to take the win in the Pro-Ams. Great job from Clark there in the Pro-Ams. Roost is going to grab a second place, I think. If I'm not mistaken, is that Casper Roost's highest finishing position? Is that his highest finishing position? It is his highest finishing position in the Pro-Ams this evening. I'm sure we'll talk to him after. Bronze in behind that, but Ronneberg, Holland, Webber, Casper Roos there getting his highest finishing position in the whole entire season. Roy Cardinal coming round. Last of the runners.
To correct myself from earlier, James, Dan Wareham did actually continue. The fact that the server didn't quite pick up on it at the time when I was looking through the timing page.
The timing software was having a nightmare. So, Eric Ronneberg is your winner with Jack Holland in second. Eugene Webber grabs third. That's your 1, 2, 3 in your pros. Then it's Ryan Dudley, Matty Benson, and Josh Arnold in fourth, fifth, and sixth. Ryan Clark takes the win in the Pro-Ams. Great job from Clark. That's his highest position. That's his first win of the season in class. Dan Foster and Alex Kubelis 8th and 9th. Then Casper Roos gets his highest position in class as well, finishing second with Dean on bronze in behind that. I'm trying to check if that's bronze's highest position. It is. Lots of firsts here this evening. Paul Brown in 12th, and Dan Wareham, Connor Pink, Stephen Hendrickson, Robert Barber, Aaron Myers, and Alexander Claudio in behind that one. Then you've got Joseph Lopez, Paul West, Roy Cardinal, John Johnston, D. Martin, Matt Parfitt down, Connor McKay down, Connor Greer down, Dominic Johnson and Jason Brennan also down. Of good few laps there, but great racing from some of these guys. We can have a chat now with people who have had an excellent evening of racing. Our Pro-Am winner, Mr. Ryan Clark. First win in class all season, Ryan. Stunning job.
It's been about time, isn't it?
Well, I didn't want to say that, mate. That's for you to say. That's not for me. I don't want to upset anybody. But yes, it is about time. You've had a couple of seconds on the board, mate, and now you got your first win, right? Well, to be fair, quite late on in the season.
Yeah, I mean, it won't account to much, but, you know, points are points. But, yeah, I'll take it. It's a win. And it's what I said last week to you on the podium last week. I said, I've never raced at Phoenix, but I won the last time I'd never raced at a track, and look what happens again.
Oh, yeah, but the problem is next week we go to a completely different circuit. I can guarantee you've raced at.
Where are we next week?
Parfitt.
Oh, are we? Oh, interesting. I'll be doing a lot of practice on that because I'm doing the 12 hours next weekend.
Oh, well, there you go. That should sum it up.
So,
you know what I mean? You'd be fit and healthy. But, hey, dude, great win for you. Great win for Spectra. And looking forward to seeing how you get on at Bathurst next week. Anyone you want to shout out, buddy, before we let you go?
Just shout out to you guys for broadcasting, doing an excellent job, and to the rest of my team.
Awesome job. Thank you very much, buddy. We look forward to catching up with you soon.
Cheers, mate. Take it easy.
Take care. Right, now we're going to have a chat with Casper Roos, who has got his highest finishing position in the Pro-Ams of his season, finishing second on the podium. Casper, well done, son. How are you?
Thank you very much. I am great. I am just so over the moon that I got second, especially because I was really thinking about not racing tonight. So the only practice I got was the 30 minutes before the race, so I am over the moon.
Hey, I've seen you sporting the Dangerous Dane label that's been given to you.
Yeah. It's like right after I heard it, was like, I got to do something with that.
Yeah, wrapping it on the front of your car there, dear, sir, as well. Absolutely stunning job, though, buddy. You know, that's going to give you a big haul of points. First podium of the year as well. You know, what are we going to expect from you out of Bathurst?
I don't know what to expect out of me. In that case, because I don't remember. Bathurst, is that one of the free tracks, or is that a paid track? I can't remember.
I think it's a paid track.
Then I doubt I've raced it a lot, so I'm definitely going to be practicing a lot for next week then.
But practice the mountain section, mate. That's where it's won or lost. But Casper, great job there, finishing in second place. Anyone you want to shout out before we let you go?
just you guys for putting on the broadcast, and then I want to do a shout out for my friend Patrick, who saw the first half of the race. Wish he'd have seen the whole of the second, but
Yeah, it would have been absolutely amazing. Casper, big love, mate, and catch up with you soon.
yeah, bye-bye.
Well, there you go, Tom. Two very happy pro-ams now heading into Parfitt. Completely different scenario altogether.
With these machines, James, with the amount of weight you're having to carry through the corners, it's going to be a totally different experience to what we had here at Phoenix.
Fully 100% agreed. Right, guys, that's going to wrap it up. Thanks so much for joining us as well. And a big win for me. The PC made it. So let's see. Andrew Rowe, great racing, awesome broadcast. Thank you so much for that. Don't forget, like, subscribe, turn on the bells. That would be absolutely amazing. I've been JP. I've been alongside Tom Cairns. As always, take care. Have a great week. And you never know, we might see you on the track sometime. Good night.